of September, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. My friend, we made it. We arrived in Flatanger, in the Climb Flatanger campsite, to be more exact, because Flatanger is actually a huge commune, you have to know. Huge place. As you can see, we're surrounded by granite here in every direction. Down there's a little lake, a little, fjordy thing going on, of course. I think you can even fish there. Maybe we're gonna try that out as well. Just cooking some rice now and resting today, I think, and then tomorrow we're gonna attack this thing. We've got about 1 week, and then we're gonna have to go back again, because I already know now, since I came here, that the traveling back is gonna take quite some time. So yeah, we're gonna see what we can do with this time. Incredibly beautiful here. And I mean, look at this grass, man. He's mowing it at the moment. Olaf is mowing it at the moment. He is the guy who owns this campground, I think. This grass is so freaking green and soft and fat, when you step on it you can really feel it, how soft it is. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, that's the Flatanger campsite. This is the next day, the first climbing day in the Hanshallaren cave. It's really hard to capture on camera how just huge everything here is. Yesterday somebody tried a line called Nordic Plumber, an 8C plus or something along those lines, and I think it shares the exit with Thor's hammer, the the legendary super long 9A plus, which leads through the whole cave essentially. And it was just fascinating to see how this tiny little dot of a human was working his way up this sea of granite rock. It felt like, it took ages. What we're looking at here is not quite as spectacular. It's a 7B called Hans, but I had to put down the camera anyway because of this stunning view. It leads up an isolated tooth of granite, a bit separated from the main wall, which leads to an amazing feeling of exposedness while climbing. A little side note for all those interested in filmmaking, photography and video editing and stuff. I didn't apply any color correction to this video because I wanted to conserve the original feel of this place. When I was watching videos of photos from Flatanger in the past, I was always like, yeah, well, it wouldn't look that amazing without all the saturation and stuff like that, you know. But now that I'm here myself, I've noticed that there is something about the lighting up here. The Norwegian sun shines so sharp and bright from this crystal blue sky, you know, if it shines, because it actually rains quite a lot as well. And it makes everything pop out beautifully, you know. The colors are intense and the sunsets just incredible. This is a real paradise for photography and all that, I suppose. Okay. Natuurlijk heb ik geen accent met. Okay, ik kan maar doen. Anyway, just sharing a couple of first impressions here. The conditions were good, 16 degrees Celsius, about 70% humidity, which is a bit high, but still the grip felt, you know, excellent. And yeah, from a climbing point of view, this is something I still have to get used to since I'm not climbing on granite very often at home. The features are rough and you can really depend a bit more on friction than usual, you know, on limestone for example. Actually a bit similar to the Czech sandstone from recently when I think about it. Here's a little sneak peek from an 8A called Arven etter Hulemannen, which went down second go. I was quite happy about that. Just very cool with this cracky granite face at first and then a bouldery overhang and then another blank granite wall to the anchor. I think I'll make an uncut ascent video of this one. And then I got my hands onto this 8A Plus called Gusanito. Traverses along this overhanging granite edge, you know, this corner really. The line really jumps to the eye, so I had to try it, but it turned out crispier than it looks, as these slopey edges that you can see here, you know, they just drained my forearms completely, so I pumped out of the crux. And you can't really see it, but just to give you an impression of how deep this cave actually is, below my route here, where you can see some quick draws, this is actually Adam Ondra's Illusionist. And it's a boulder in 9A, which starts even deeper inside than my route here does. That's it for now. First impressions of the climbing in Flatanger. You know, it's funny, everything seems so futuristic in Norway. Not only the big cities, but also the landscape and the weather somehow as well. As if you were on another planet. And also the climbing in this massive sea of granite somehow feels, you know, just completely out of place. As if this was some sort of alien spaceship or anything like that, you know. I wish you all the best, keep crushing, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Das kostet so viel Kraft. Oh, du gehst einfach. Du gehst so fucking arg ein auf den nächsten Scheiß.